RD car case, prime accused Sanjay Roy's big allegation says being framed by Mamata government, and he says he's being forced to shut. Under Trudeau's watch, Khalistani terror at play yet again. Temples attacked in Brampton and Surrey in Canada. BJP claims minority appeasement after Samajwadi Party demands common minorities program in the Maha Vikas Aghadi manifesto in Maharashtra. And as the race to the White House enters its final leg, stand by for the most detailed and extensive coverage on Republic. MiG-29 fighter jet crashes near Agra. Flight catches fire mid-air. 2, including the pilot, escape out of danger. Pictures that came in last night from Canada, and these are detailed sequences that tell you the story of what the Hindu community is facing in Canada, with Khalistanis running around the streets of Brampton, targeting Hindus, targeting a temple in Canada. These are pictures that came in early morning, and there is anger across the Hindu community. And across India, it's been one of the biggest talking points as Hindus are attacked by Khalistanis. Khalistani terror getting a free run in Canada under the Trudeau government. Take a look at what happened. It's the biggest talking point today, and then we'll go across straight live to Canada. Okay. Rakesh Tiwari is joining us live. Rakesh Tiwari is a journalist joining us live from Canada. Rakesh, good evening. What is going on? What happened here? Why don't you tell our viewers here in India what happened in Brampton, outside the temple?
Well, let me say this. This has not started just yesterday. It was going on since last few years when the Khalistanis, they were getting emboldened by the, I will say that the administration or the police administration was not doing, law enforcement agencies, they were not doing their job. So yesterday, the outcome was very obvious when, if you see that, the timeline since last 2-3 years, a lot of Hindu temples were attacked and thrown to GTA. Means in the Babs temple, Swaminarayan temple, Gauri Shankar Mandir, and a lot of other temples in Brampton, in GTA. And only condemnation came, but nobody was arrested. So they were getting emboldened. And yesterday's outcome was this, that prior to that, I will say that this was going on. So they became emboldened, they became encouraged, and they think that they can do anything. So that yesterday they became so emboldened that they went to the temple with their stakes. With this, I have come to know that somebody has the sword as well, and they try to go in the temple, and they have attacked the Hindu volunteers who were there.
I saw some of the condemnation tweets. And why are these politicians even scared to use the word Khalistani? Why are they not condemning these Khalistanis?
No, this is the government's policy. Let's put it this way: that I'm not supporting any political party, but when the conservative government was there, they have used, and the CSIS, they have made the report about the Khalistanis. They use the word Sikh extremist. They use the word Khalistani, and then the the next government came of Justin Trudeau, where these Khalistani elements, they have the more say, and they have abolished, or they removed the Khalistani and Sikh extremism word, and that has given them the encouragement. So that's why they are not using the Khalistan word, and they are all trying to hide under the freedom of speech. But yesterday they were all forced to go against this attack on Hindu temple.
I want to listen to some of the accounts of what happened there in Brampton, and this is something that has been happening over a period of time. In the last 1 year, more than a year, we've been looking at how these Khalistanis have been given a free run. They've targeted our envoys, our diplomats, our ambassadors, our temples. This is what happened last night.
वीडियो डाल रहा था वो तो कि पहले फाइटिंग हुई थी यहाँ पे, अंदर घुस गए थे और उसके बाद फिर ये
तो बेटा डरा हुआ था, क्या हुआ था जब बेटे ने आपसे बात की?
वो करना
हमें एक्चुअली डराया पुलिस ने है।
पुलिस ने डराया?
पुलिस ने हमें डराया, पुलिस ने हमें मारा है। पुलिस ने, वो तो खालिस्तानी तो मार रहे थे, चलो वो तो सुना खालिस्तानी मार रहे, पर पुलिस हमें मार रहे थे। हमें मारा, बहुत मारा। 2-3 पुलिस वाले थे, उन्होंने हमें लाठी से मारा।
पुलिस वालों ने
लाठी से हमें मारा। मेरे पास वीडियो है
जी।
पुलिस वालों ने हमें लाठी से मारा। वो हमें ऐसे ट्रीट कर रहे थे जैसे हम सेकंड क्लास सिटीजन हैं। बहुत गंदे से। इट्स बायस्ड पुलिस एवर इन कनाडा आई हैव सीन इन माय लाइफ। बायस्ड पुलिस, बहुत गंदे से हिंदुओं के साथ बिहेव किया
तो
गया।
वो जो खालिस्तानी जो अटैक कर रहे थे, उनको कुछ नहीं बोला उन्होंने?
कुछ भी नहीं बोल रहे थे। हम बार और दूसरी बात, चलो आ भी गए वो लोग, हम बार बार उनको आराम से कह रहे थे कि आप लोग, पुलिस वालों को कह रही थी, आप लोग उनको बोलो कि चले जाए। वो बोलते नहीं, हम नहीं कह सकते। चलो नहीं कह सकते, मेरे पास वीडियो है कि उन्होंने हमें मारा है। वो सारे अभी यहाँ पर खड़े हैं, आप कुछ तो एक्शन लो। बोलते हम एक्शन नहीं, हम पहले तहकीकात करेंगे फिर एक्शन लेंगे। ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है। आपके पास वीडियो है, लोग सामने खड़े, फिर भी वो लोग उन्हें अरेस्ट नहीं कर रहे थे। एंड तक अरेस्ट नहीं किया उन्होंने, क्योंकि वो पैसों वाले लोग थे। पैसों के लिए वो लोग प्रोटेस्ट करने आए थे। $50 वाले वो लोग थे। जब उनका टाइम खत्म हो गया, फिर वो चले गए, तब जाके हम लोग वापस आए। पूरे 4 घंटे हमें प्रोटेस्ट करना पड़ा।
Rakesh, how was the Hindu community responding to these attacks? We saw some videos of them retaliating as well, right? Some of them saying enough is enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Hindus community is outraged. They are very angry and they are very upset. They feel that their safety and security in Canada is deteriorating day by day because this Khalistani elements, they have been supported by the political establishment, and be it NDP, be it Liberal Party, and under the freedom of communication, freedom of expression. But this act, nobody can support it. So Hindu community at large, they are feeling threatened, they are feeling insecure, and they are thinking to have some security for themselves by having the sticks and the other stuff to protect themselves for the self-defense. But at the same time, this is becoming a boiling point between Hindus and I will say this Khalistani elements. It can be possible that next time coming onwards, see, I'm on the TV. My face has been recognized, not today, before too, when I stood against this stooges. So they can attack anybody when they will find them alone or somewhere. If they can go to the temple, they can find individually, and this violence can happen. So, and vice versa, it can retaliate as well.
Thank you for that. In fact, even in India, there is a lot of anger. I saw several saints here speaking out on the relentless attacks that we are seeing on the Hindu community by these Khalistanis. We also saw what happened in Bangladesh. And that is why more and more Indians are talking about it, are discussing it. Even in India, it's a talking point. Here are some reports that I have of what Indians feel about such attacks in Canada.
Gauri Shankar Seva Dal is holding a protest in Chandigarh as the temples in Canada, Brampton, have been allegedly targeted by the Khalistanis. So these are the visuals here where you can see that the Gauri Shankar Seva Dal can be seen holding Indian flag. right now with us is the members of this सेवा दल. Let me take a cross to them. आज आप लोग यहाँ पर प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं, किस लिए कर रहे हैं आप ये?
आज ये प्रदर्शन जो है, जो कनाडा के ब्रम्पटन शहर के अंदर जो हमारे मंदिरों का अपमान हुआ है, वो तोड़फोड़ हुई है, दीपावली का त्यौहार वहाँ पर मनाने के लोग इकट्ठा हुए थे, तो वहाँ पर जो ये बहुत ज़्यादा निंदनीय घटना हुई है, उसका हम पुरजोर यहाँ पर विरोध दर्ज करवाने के लिए आज शांतमय तरीके से यहाँ पे कर रहे हैं. तो जो खालिस्तानी आतंकवादी हैं, वो बार बार ऐसी हैं जो घटनाएँ हैं वो घटता रहते हैं. हमारा बहुत ज़्यादा वहाँ पर हमारे जितने बच्चे हैं वो वहाँ पढ़ने के लिए गए हुए हैं, उनका वहाँ पर कारोबार है, तो उनको असुरक्षा की भावना जो है वो पैदा हो रही है. तो ऐसी असुरक्षा की भावना पैदा ना हो, हम ये भारत सरकार से चाहेंगे कि ये सख्त से सख्त इसके ऊपर निर्णय ले. जैसे हमारे योगी जी जो कठोर निर्णय लेने वाले हैं, ऐसे ही मोदी सरकार, अमित शाह जी ये कठोर निर्णय लें ताकि हमारे बच्चों को वहाँ असुरक्षा महसूस ना हो. वहाँ पर उन्होंने घर कारोबार सब कुछ खड़े कर दिया. आज मंदिरों पर हमला हो रहा है, कल उनके वहाँ पे घरों के ऊपर भी ऐसे हमले होंगे. तो ये चीज़ों के लिए हम आपका ये करना चाहेंगे.
There has been an outrage all across India after the Hindu temples have been targeted in Brampton, Canada. Let me look across to some other priests here. जिस तरह से ये हमला खास तौर पर कनाडा में हुआ है मंदिरों के ऊपर, कितना रोष है भारतवर्ष में?
देखो, ये केवल एक मंदिर पर हमला नहीं है, अपितु संपूर्ण जो हमारा सनातन समाज है, सनातन प्रेमी है, सभी की भावनाओं के ऊपर यह हमला है. हमारी भावनाएं आहत हुई हैं. जो लोग वहां पर पूजन के लिए गए थे, उनके हाथ में तो फूल रहे होंगे, उनके हाथ में तो जल रहा होगा, और उनके स्वागत के लिए वहां पर डंडे और तलवारें, जिस तरह से मीडिया के माध्यम से मालूम हो रहा है कि वहां तलवारें भी लहराई गई, वहां डंडे भी चला गए, और पुलिस ने भी जो है वहां पर हमारे सनातनियों की सुरक्षा नहीं करी, अपितु उन्हीं को पिटा गया है डंडों से. तो ये बहुत ही एक सुरक्षा का विषय है. मेरी सरकार से मांग है कि जितने भी कनाडा में हमारे सनातन धर्म के मंदिर हैं, उनको प्रॉपर उनकी जो है सुरक्षा वहां पर मुहैया कराई जाए. सुरक्षा का प्रबंध वहां पर अच्छे से हो, ताकि लोग वहां जाकर पूजन अर्चन करना ना छोड़ दें.
आज जो ब्रम्पटन में हमला हुआ है हमारे मंदिरों के ऊपर, उसके लिए हम ये रोष प्रदर्शन जो है यहाँ पर कर रहे हैं, और शांतमय तरीके से कर रहे हैं कि यहाँ पर जो हमारे वहाँ बच्चे रह रहे हैं कि उनके अंदर असुरक्षा की भावना ना हो. हमारे मंदिरों के अंदर हमला हुआ है, वहाँ पर हमारे प्राण प्रतिष्ठा, हमारे देवी देवताओं की मूर्तियाँ हैं. वहाँ पर दीपावली के त्यौहार के उपलक्ष्य में वहाँ पर भारी संख्या में लोग इकट्ठे हुए थे. तो वहाँ पर जो ये आतंकवादियों ने, जो खालिस्तानी आतंकवादी हैं, उन्होंने जो हमला किया है, उसकी हम पुरजोर निंदा करते हैं. जस्टिन ट्रूडो सरकार ने जो ये बहुत मतलब कि इसके पीछे ये है, उनको सख्त से सख्त तरीके से इनके साथ निपटना चाहिए. जो भी इसके अंदर दोषी हैं उनको गिरफ्तार करना चाहिए, या जो भी ऐसे षड्यंत्र जो हैं ये जो कर रहे हैं लोग, उनके लिए हम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जो है ये डिमांड कर रहे हैं लोग कि भारत सरकार से, कि हमारी भारत सरकार जो है वो बड़ा सख्ती से इसके ऊपर जो है निर्णय ले.
In exactly about 24 hours from now, polling will begin in America in what has been one of the most bitter battles for the post of the American president. Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. America votes in about 24 hours from now. On Wednesday early morning, we will know here in India who's leading the race. Here's how the fight is stacked up tonight.
Vote, vote, vote. Gonna win it.
Let me ask, anybody here already voted?
As the United States gears up for election, the race between Democratic candidate Kamala Harris and Republican former President Donald Trump is heating up. Both candidates are making their final pushes in key swing states, emphasizing on key issues such as the economy, abortion rights, immigration, and international conflicts, including the situations in Ukraine and Gaza.
Today, I believe, will bring a great 4 years in front of us.
We are here to support our president because he is the one who is going to give us a bright future.
In a critical final campaign blitz, Donald Trump held a rally in Macon of Georgia, stating that he will end invasion of massive number of criminals coming into the country.
With your vote on Tuesday, I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of criminals coming into our country. And I will bring back the American dream. We're going to bring back the American dream.
Fight, fight, fight! Trump's rhetoric reflects a broader strategy as he attempts to sway voters by framing the election as a stark choice.
After all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in American history. You watch. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so much fun. It'll be nasty a little bit at times, and maybe at the beginning in particular, but it's going to be something that we're going to go to heights that this country never has reached and nobody ever even thought it could. You're going to see things that you're not going to believe.
Trump asserts that the country faces a decision between 4 more years in gross incompetence and failure and the 4 greatest years in the history of the country. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris is campaigning in Michigan, vowing to turn the page on a decade of politics driven by fear and division.
The momentum because our campaign is tapping into the ambitions, the aspirations, and the dreams of the American people. Because we are optimistic and excited about what we can do together.
Both candidates are targeting crucial swing states. Harris is focusing on uniting voters around progressive policies, while Trump promises a stronger and wealthier America. The US presidential elections are being watched closely, with many anticipating a major impact on the world stage.
Well, look, this is a very, very close election. This is one of the closest elections we have had in decades. And, Michigan, I represent the state of Michigan in the United States Congress. And Michigan is one of the 7 most critical states. Nobody can be president without winning Michigan.
With just 1 day to go until election day, the stakes could not be higher. Now all eyes will be on the swing states: Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin.
Dr. Dheeraj Kaul, who's a geopolitical expert, joining us live on the broadcast. Dr. Kaul, first of all, tell us the mood in these 7 critical states, the swing states as they call it. How's it looking? Who's
Hi,
ahead
how are
in
you?
these states?
Thank you so much for having me on the show. And I was very impressed by your analysis here. But letting you know, I think you're right on money. There are 7 states: Nevada, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arizona. If you look at today's data, like this morning's data, we have Pennsylvania is neck to neck. 48% people are Trump pro, 48% are Kamala Harris. But if you look at some other states, for example, Arizona, Trump has already a lead of 49 to 45. So it's a very close race. Nevada is 46 to 49, 46 Trump, 49 Harris is ahead. North Carolina, Harris is ahead by 2 points, 48, 46. Wisconsin, she's ahead by 49, 47. Georgia is 48, 47 Trump. But mind you, this gap is very fastly bridging. And there is such a thing called Trump voter bias, as in people who vote for Trump, especially the ones who are undecided, they do not reflect on the polls that they have voted for Trump or they will vote for Trump. So there is obviously a skewed down number when you look at Trump's numbers. And like you rightly said, there are 4 issues. There are 4 core issues in this current election, and this is unprecedented election. You can see the energy. I'm right now in Pennsylvania. When you go to the rallies or even in roads, you talk to people, hardcore Democrat people are swinging towards Republican Party because couple of issues which are really bothering them. I think the top is economy. When you talk to people around here, inflation is very high. Things are very expensive. First time home buyers cannot afford houses. The interest rate went up. They are coming down, but it's very expensive to save money, own a house, which is the American dream. The second thing is immigration. It is a very big issue right now. I'm talking about illegal immigration. All the growing countries or countries in the South America, Eastern Europe, or Southeast Asia are coming through the Mexico borders, and there are around 10 to 12 million unregistered, undocumented people who have been here, and a lot of them have sought asylum. And the system is very broken, so it takes them few years. Unfortunately, like Trump speaks in Israelis, we don't have a background check on any of those people. That's number one. And the crime rate in certain cities, which were century cities, including New York, has drastically gone up. So it's costing those cities. So those Democrat hardcore voters, now when they get flooded and they see the dilution of the demographic of their city or town, they are very concerned, and they want to vote for Trump when you talk to most of these people. And the third definitely is people, like especially millennials, or you talk to Gen Z people, young voters, they are very concerned about their future. They are very concerned about the amount of money we are spending, whether Medicaid, Medicare will be left. I'm a physician, so it concerns a lot of aging population or baby boomers or people in 40 and 50. But the young people are very worried about World War III, and they feel Trump is the guy who can put a stop and can negotiate a peace out of the current situations. They have more faith on that side. Talking about Kamala Harris, she has really struck a chord with the women voters. She's one of, I would say, in the history of America, she's the strongest candidate, the closest candidate to being a president, if you look at it. And she comes from a minority. She strikes a chord with minority, but at the same time, she strikes a big chord with women, especially when you talk about reproductive rights. So she has pitched her case extremely well for reproductive rights and social justice for underserved people and people who are below poverty line or struggling to make end meet. But when you talk about middle class, both Trump and Harris are targeting them. Trump is talking about cutting down taxes on rich people, so that trickle down effect is there. And look at it, if you look at Wall Street, they are going for Trump, most of the billionaires. When you talk about Democrat Party, they are talking about we'll go from grassroots down. So we will empower people, we'll give money to first-time people who are having children, like $7,000, $30,000 to $25,000 for first-time home buyers. So it's a very close-knit race. Now, one thing which is very interesting, which is happening within last 2 months, especially in state of Pennsylvania, where I am, is people with color, like Latino people, African-American people, they are swinging more. They were hardcore base of Democrat Party, but they are now swinging more towards Trump because they are also, and Latino immigrants, they are also worried that they waiting, but now whoever is crossing the border is getting few $1,000s in check. Our taxes are going to keep them in nice hotels and paying for all their expenses and stuff. So there is no background check. So there is a big drastic shift on immigrated population here, legally immigrated population here, who are thinking again whether they should vote Trump or Harris. So it's very, very close call, and it will be very interesting to watch. I'm very actively involved in the current political scenario here. So it's very active, and Indian community is obviously, you cannot say they are going Democrat or Republican.
Dr. Kaul, I'm running out of time, and only because of that time constraint, I'm thanking you for now. But there was a fantastic summary of where America stands today vis-a-vis Trump versus Kamala Harris. Thank you for joining us. Look forward to having you with us as America wakes up to vote tomorrow this time, and once again Wednesday early morning India time. Thank you for joining us. That's it on the show tonight. Headlines continue. Stay tuned.